And we are in the midst of another episode of Your Geek Show. I mean, we always start talking before just to make sure that things kind of work. And so far, it sounds like it's mostly working, right? We're mostly working, Mr. Callahan? Close enough?
It's working great in our headphones.
Okay, that'll be fine.
I can't speak. I can't say what the listeners are hearing, but we're hearing this very well.
So in our world here of Your Geek Show, we sound fantastic. Don't...
Well, we look fantastic.
Nicahotep, you're broken. I can't hear you.
What?
You might as well stop talking. I can't hear you.
Okay, Jaden woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
The right side of the bed.
I had to push him out. I had to push him out.
My kid slept in his crib for 2 hours. That's a win for me. 2 whole hours he slept by himself.
I'm Miss Shannon, also joined by Jaden Satia, Rob Callahan, and Nicahotep, our social media demon, is here as well. Rob's in a good mood. He's got his sexy voice on right at the beginning of the show.
He does.
Normally we have to get through like at least half an interesting beverage before he's like, hello, I'm Rob Callahan. But right to it this morning, right?
He walked up with a grin.
I
know.
It. You got
What
a
happened
haircut
last night?
recently, it looks like?
Or this morning.
Let's go back to where you said my voice is sexy.
Your voice is very sexy today, baby. It's very nice. Very nice. Today. All right. And so we are also joined. We'll get right to our guest geek of the week, who is a good friend of mine. I'm glad I got to invite him here to hang out with us today and join in our conversation. He is the fantastically funny stand-up comedian, writer, and a good friend of mine, Joe Cocozello. Joe, welcome to the show.
It is good to be here.
Yes, he has the sexy voice going on today, too. What is going on with that?
We're kindred
Drinking
voices.
last night, I believe, is usually how sexy morning voice.
So normally I would let the guest geek...
Ladies.
There we go. Normally I let our guest geek choose their own walk-up music. But there's a song that is out right now that every time it plays, I think of you.
Not all songs?
Not all songs.
Just this one?
Just
Okay,
this one
all
in
right.
particular. Like the first
Just the
time
Barry White songs.
the very first time I heard this song, I was like, this song is about my friend Joe Cocozello. And it was like...
Could not wait to hear what this is.
It is, and I'm going to start with the middle of it. It is the Arctic Monkeys, Why Do You Only Call Me When You're High?
Oh, my.
I don't. I mean, or maybe I'm just always high.
You are always high. I was trying to explain to the rest of the crew, Joe Cocozello, who is a force of nature. Like, he is one of the most energetic people that I know, but also one of the highest people that I know. And the fact that you seem to be fueled
He's
by...
not that tall.
No! But he is massive in everything, like in comedy stylings and
You can say everything else.
Everything
It's
else.
like
I don't know. I don't like people
Really?
presume that
Really? Well, then.
Nicahotep.
He has got a massive voice.
So Joe, I've known you for
The Dragons will be on later on.
a really long time now, and you grew up or you started in New York.
My life.
Yes. And you
yeah.
lived there for like the first 10 or so years?
13 years.
And then you moved here to Minneapolis?
To Prior Lake, Minnesota. The middle of nowhere. And I hated it for 5 years. I mean, I didn't hate it. It was just so the opposite of, like, I at 13, I had that realization of like, oh shit. Oh, sorry. And the world is so huge. New York is going to be amazing. I'm going to explore as a teenager. And then it was like, what's with all the boxes? And we moved out to Prior Lake, Minnesota, where you can't walk.
It's not Brooklyn.
Right.
Yeah, it smelled like cows if the wind blew this way. Like if the wind blew, and you just hoped for wind blowing on all other whatever.
Why did your family do that to you? Why did they decide to move to Prior Lake?
Because they did it to him.
I know, yeah. Because he sounds like he's wounded by the whole thing.
Well, all right. First off, it was something that I grew to love.
Okay.
Like it was not the city, and became this wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And then so I eventually fell in love with Minnesota, and but there's only 2 reasons that people move to Minnesota, and it's work.
Yeah.
Or love.
Yeah.
This is the only 2. It's a human being or a job. Are the only. No one has ever come out to Minnesota and just been like, you know what? I really like freezing my ass off. Like 7 months out of the year, I really enjoy extreme heat waves and bugs. Lots of bugs. Like, I love bugs.
Monster bugs.
And I am so glad that you're back here in the Twin Cities because now you were already charming before because I met him when he was here the first time and then he moved back to New York for a while. And now I am truly enjoying your accent because it is this just cacophony of like
So
New
you
York.
moved back now? Or are you visiting back?
It's a weird.
He's stuck here now. He says he's going to leave again, but he's going to be stuck here for a while.
But I don't have a love or a job here. I like
Wait a second. But he's wearing an ankle bracelet.
That is a scary thing here. The drinking and driving, I don't do it.
Right.
And I make sure that like I'm very angry with I'm a very vocal anti-drinking and drink. But it's you Minnesotans. You got to vote for like the train.
Yeah.
You have to have a metro system, and the only reason to have a metro system is so you can drink as much as you want. Like no one has been like said that out loud. Everyone's like, it'll be great for like traffic and like it's like it's a really good because the population is getting to shut up. It's so you can get hammered and go see a football game.
Speaking of, what do we have on the table?
Oh, yes. Oh, so we
Nothing.
normally have our interesting beverage that we bring for our guests. And Jayton was kind enough to bring the interesting beverage this morning. And what do you have?
This was a gift betrothed to me by my sister who went to Iceland last year. And it is a what looks like water, but it is spirit. Brendevin. Is that how you would pronounce it, Mr. Callahan?
You need to clear your throat while you say it. It's Icelandic.
Do it then.
Friend.
You sound like someone from Middle Earth going like that.
There's a silent Q in there and a silent G.
It's the
it's
original
surprisingly lacks,
Icelandic
umlauts.
spirit.
So
I'm going to have actually our guest of honor read the back description.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Oh.
I do need to get into more voiceover stuff. Let's see here. Brendevin. Because I think that's an L, right? Yeah.
I'm excited now.
Brendevin is a uniquely Icelandic. Brendevin is uniquely Icelandic. The legal beginnings of this distinctive spirit in 1935 when prohibition was partially lifted on the island. A black label was chosen to be unappealing and limit demand. However, it had the opposite effect. Today, the Brendevin label is a symbol for Iceland's signature drink and of Iceland itself.
Nice.
We're going to drink
So you got
Iceland.
a signature drink
I
today,
am-
Jayton. That's fantastic.
This is great.
38% alcohol.
Oh my
Wonderful.
God. Anything that comes in and looks
Wunderbar.
that clear.
Is that-
like
yeah.
if it's a liquor that's that clear, you know it's going to be scary. The fact that Rob Callahan's already holding his head like,
Delicious.
like
He's going to have a sexier voice in a second.
Hair of the dog, Bobby. This is
are we
good
wait,
for you.
is this a sipping? Did your sister you don't
Straight
know?
up vodka, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is going to
I'm just gonna.
Just sip it. Do not shoot it.
What?
Like a hotep.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I was
Just take a smell sip.
It's a pounder.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Oh
Maybe
boy,
it was-
oh boy.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's potent. Even
Yeah,
the
it's
aroma is a
just-
potent aroma.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, wait till you get to the finish.
Okay. All right. So
Oh my God. It smells like
we have a
rubbing
toast?
alcohol.
do you have a toast
Here's-
here, Mr. Cocazello?
Here's to everything happens for a reason.
There we go. All
Yay.
right. Cheers, huzzah, and all that. All
To
right.
massive.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh heavens.
Oh, now I can clear my throat.
Yeah, it cleared it for me.
Well, it seems that my mouth is pure of any sort of disease.
Okay.
It's like whew,
Is this
potent Listerine.
I love
Yeah,
it.
there we go.
This part
There
of
he
your
is.
show is like listening to this part of your show is like it's like we're all reacting to like Two Girls One Cup.
What did you think of that?
Oh wow.
Wow, yeah. Oh, we need to share this with everyone. So
I don't know what you would mix this with.
Anything?
yeah, I don't. I think you have to sip it like over ice. I
no,
think it'd be,
Put this
You
in
would
your
shoot
put this
this.
in your Benghazi drink.
okay, this would make it all right.
Actually, this with the
the
red
wine?
hot with the red hot.
The Fireball whiskey.
Yeah, that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Make a
See,
hotep. Could I have some gummy bears?
you know what?
They're already gone.
That's what we should do. So
Bag 4.
we were checking on some other things, like some show business, like where we're at with our fantasy football challenge and things like that. After we get to what our focus of this week. And so we allow our guest geek to decide what our focus will be of your geek show every week. And so when I spoke to Mr. Cocazello, what we came up with was...
I was really high when I came up with this. I don't even remember.
So it was a regular day for you.
You rattled a lot of things at me, and then what we decided to hone in on was candy. So we were talking about candy today. And for a couple of years, so I brought some of the world's
Is that code
finest
for
candy.
something?
No, actually, it's just candy. And it seemed like very good timing to talk about candy. This is what happens when your friends are incredibly high. When you have friends, it's usually some sort of snack-related subject matter. I've noticed they bring up.
I crush candy. Oh, man. Oh, the munchies.
And it's a tiny.
I crush.
I don't want to say tiny like it's an insult. You're a
smaller,
like you're skinny, really thin.
In
Svelte.
this town,
Svelte, Shannon, svelte.
Yeah.
In this town, I am not like a normal sized.
Right, he's a skinny kid, all that stuff. Who eats
I'm
all
5'8".
Yeah,
I'm but everybody out here they
They're
have all
super
this
tall.
room to grow.
Right.
I had all my formative years in New York where it's literally. I don't know if you guys have you guys been to New York? It's
Yes.
the bathrooms alone.
Yeah.
Like you can't if you're over 6 feet tall, you have to like poop side saddle. Because the toilet is 6 inches away from the wall.
So what
or
you're-
like you just flop your legs into the tub. I don't know how giant people poop.
So what you're
in New
saying
York.
is that what New York did to you is basically make you the human version of a bonsai tree, is what it is. So it
Yes.
it makes you controlled and tiny and kind of thing. But it's adorable. It works for you. It's adorable. But the fact that you can eat so much candy, he's the kind of person that you look at me like, where does it go? Like the fact that you burn off all this candy that you managed to eat is astounding.
Before we started recording, you were describing me as I just vibrate.
Yes.
With energy, and I think that's how I burn it up.
That's
I just
how you burn it up.
I'm just like the Flash,
Right.
like kind of moving into another dimension. Like I just
What's your favorite candy, Cocazello?
right now.
Right now.
Because I go through phases.
Okay.
And like right now, I think the phase is classic, and it's actually no. You know what it is?
Yes.
Right now, I have been eating the living bejesus like they were going out of business. Those Pearson salted nut rolls.
Oh, really?
Because you cannot get them in New York.
Oh, yeah. I was like, were you
can't-
hanging out in an
it's-
old folks'
it's
home? What are you
re-
doing?
The
So it
bodegas
is
just
love
don't
that
stock
made
the
you move
Pearson's
back.
nut roll. These
So are you gonna fill up a
Colombians
truck and bring
and
them back with
Iranian
you?
men, like
It's nougaty goodness.
they're delicious.
okay.
I want to go on a tour of the factory. I want them to make me a really big one, like a
Newport.
commemorative, so I could just eat one. And I want them to make like
The size of the
an
peanuts on that
annual
thing would be.
peanut nut roll
They should make
eating
it-
contest. Like every year they get like a bunch of people. It's like the Nathan's hot dog thing, except
go.
like a lot more
They should make
protein.
it your life, like your size, like a life size. Your size.
just like
And
a
then-
5'8",
yeah.
and I slowly eat through it over the course of a year. Over the winter, I
I was gonna say a year seemed too much. Like the winter, I think it would take you maybe like 3 months to get
I
through
go
a
through
Cocazello size.
I think I would get tired of the nut rolls. Like it's like you'd get like I would get through my head part and be like, I got to take a break from this. Like it's just little slices of it. Like I'd like take it to work. I'm gonna go drive on the road. You can't drive around with a giant thing,
This
a
could be-
life-size
this
nut
could be a
roll, and
YouTube
No,
just
you
eat
series.
can't.
slightly.
I would watch that. And Coco's
Me
has
and the
some
nut
other.
roll,
Yeah,
like it's like Weekend at Bernie's, except with a nut roll.
he's just carrying it around from venue to venue, introducing it to people. As his
I
friend,
dress
and
it up
he's
in a
eating it.
white suit.
And that is the other thing that I love about Coco is that he is
Loving
full
that.
of these ideas. Like you're working on a more of a cable access web series right now you're working on. And so tell everybody about that, Coco, before we get back to Candy Chat.
Okay, so and you were part of it
Yeah,
last
I've been
week.
in this one.
It's my friend Alex Aaron wanted to do one season of a sketch show. He got himself went and took the class at one of those public access studios, which it's adorable. It's in Brooklyn Park. So all the people that the volunteers are, they're pretty much, and they weren't not as many there were. There wasn't any there when you came, but it's pretty much all old ladies.
Yeah, it's cute.
And
Yeah.
it's adorable. Like they're just these old ladies that have nothing to do and an empty nest, and they just come and old lady on camera too. She's got like it's effing hilarious. It is ridiculous. It is.
to be a show about that show.
That's what I was saying. I was That was the thing that he wanted to do one season, and he's like, "What do you want to do after this?" Because we decided that we're going to work together after this because it's so much fun.
Yes,
we have a good rapport. We both like are real and I feed off of other people's excitement.
Yes,
like I that's how like I like when people get excited. Then I start excited, but if I can't fold people into my excitement, then I kind of start losing the excitement. I don't know. It's so.
Which is never happens. Because, I mean, I went to this shoot with Coco, and he asked me to do it, and there was literally 30 people there to be in this one sketch. Kind of thing. Because if Coco asks you to do something, you're like, oh, I got to see what this is, kind of thing. Because he has so many little ideas. You're like, when to actually have them come to fruition, you're just fascinated by the whole thing. And so this, and this is what it is, because he is so full of ideas. You sit there, you show up at this set with all the community access people hanging out there, and they have really nice equipment over this thing, so it's fine. So you show up this set, all these other people are there as well, and he just kind of starts doing stuff, and then so he has me and a couple of friends and our friend's kids sit down on this couch, and he goes, "So you know the bit, right?" And I'm like, "No, I absolutely have no. You haven't told me anything about. I could glean what this bit probably is going to be." But he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I should back up and tell you why you're here." But everybody just goes, "Yeah, Coco, he's asked me to come," and you just show up.
So what was the bit?
It was you go ahead, Coco. You tell him.
Well, all right. So it was Shannon and Earl were the parents, and then I had my friend Chuck's two little kids. There were these two little white kids. And so what it
so Earl, who happens to also be black. Oh my God, Nick, so he sits me and Earl down with the two little white kids in between us in this clearly family setting, and he's like, "You get it, right?" And we're like,
a nice little living room setting.
Earl like, we mostly, yeah, all right, fine. I'm like, are there lines? Are there lines? Kind of thing. And so what it turns into is the little girl goes, "Dad, I'm beginning to think we're adopted." And then the little boy goes, "Screw this, I quit." And then it turns into this, we're trying to get Alex Aaron, the guy who's hosting the show, not to quit. So the sketch goes all sideways Monty Python, for no reason. And then I start singing this song that Coco wrote.
She was so awesome. She was so great. It really brought it together. It's a crap song. It was not supposed to be a good song. It was supposed to be like that lamb chop lady with the you remember that song that just gets bored in your brain? Yes. Some point you're like 26 and you're driving across country and your radio stops working and that gets into your head and about Ohio, and then it just the whole trip.
And it's this parody or this remake of John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt with lyrics that they wrote, and it's just kind of
to back up though. It's the show is about my friend Alex Aaron and he doesn't say it, so everyone on the show is Alex Aaron.
Yeah.
Everyone is, "Hey, my name is Alex Aaron." Everyone on the show is Alex Aaron. And so it's this it's this John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt version of
reality
of Alex Aaron.
So I'm trying to inspire Alex Aaron to stay on the show, and I'm all like, "Alex,
but
Aaron,
this little kid,
quit."
Alex Aaron, this tiny little boy, Alex Aaron,
quitting now.
Who's quitting?
Yeah, and he can't quit, and so I start singing and
So how many episodes?
This is only the second.
2.
Yeah, this is. And I already decided we're doing a choreographed, a giant good.
And it's this fascinating because it's so the scope of what he's doing when you're saying, "Hey, we're going to do this thing, this little community access thing." And it's like, but no, there's 30 people in it and a song, and then there's a dance number, and all 30 people do a breakaway with a set and all this. I'm like, and this is what goes on.
Driving the little old ladies in Brooklyn Park insane.
I made them drag out a giant, the giant ladder, and put a camera up 30 feet in the air and shooting down.
And this is Coco's brain. This is Coco's brain all the time. You're like, fair enough.
So how many episodes in
6
in your
total
contract? Okay.
There's no contract.
Well, I know,
This is all real loosey-goosey. It's
there's a verbal contract.
But this one's going to come out at the end of the month, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, end of the month.
So it comes out only on public access, or
no,
where else are you able to see it?
It's the Alex Aaron Show on YouTube.
Got it.
So yeah, he folded me into the first one, like kind of on accident because we just kind of started hanging out, and I haven't been back in Minneapolis for that. Why I've been back for a while, but I haven't been doing anything because the reason I'm back was I broke my ankle in Brooklyn and
trying to get the bracelet off.
I've never been braceleted. It's wonderful. I am kind of curious as to what house arrest would be like. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to do it,
you wouldn't be able to come here. You have to Skype.
I'm not going to
try hanging with Shannon.
I'm not getting drunk driving. That's not going to happen. Right. I don't drive. There's no drinking and I'm anti-drinking and driving.
Right.
But I do want to at some point. The first part is you get a good lawyer.
That should be a bit.
Once you have a good lawyer, you pretty much get a free pass to do whatever the crap you want. Like just weird stuff where you're like, yeah, I'm going to piss on this cop car. What do you think? You got to pre-call the lawyer like, hey, I'm going to piss on this cop car. I'm on this. This is my location. This is the precinct that I'm probably going to go down
just
to.
Just get ready.
It's like those State Farm commercials. Am I covered? You're good.
And I just feel like Coco gets away with so much because you're like, Buddy's adorable. That's all right. It's like this high squirrel just peed on my cop car, but
don't do that again.
Come on.
I didn't know. It's that Chappelle joke. I didn't know that I couldn't. That I couldn't not do that.
I mean, it's just like, that's why I enjoy your comedy in this sketch. That's why when you text me and said, "Can you do it?" I'm like, "Yes, of course I will come. I will make myself available."
She was
for
the
your
linchpin
project
of this. Like, no, you really and now I am inviting you on. Like, I'm folding you into a ton of stuff.
That's your fault. That's Shannon's fault. Anytime anybody invites her on something, she does such a great job. They're like, "Well, you're our regular now."
And I'm like, "Wait! I got my own project."
Right.
This wasn't even originally her podcast.
No.
Just Shannon. There was started as a mass text.
No, this was,
and then all of a sudden,
was only Nika Hotep.
Yeah,
this was the whole thing.
House arrest. I'm on house arrest.
The song was just so I'm like, we're doing what? Okay, yes, I will sing that. That's fine. Okay.
Just say no, Shannon. Just say no.
I gotta think. And then I had it stuck in my head, this whole thing, because it's like, it's an earworm. Here, you guys want some earworms? Here we go. Do you remember the lyrics?
No, I'm gonna. Can I have some more?
Yes,
Don't
please drink
shoot
more.
it. I shot
Why
mine.
do we tell you
Don't
not to
do
shoot
it.
them?
I like that there was a very definitive, dude. You are a monster, and do not shoot this. Like,
well, if you bring a demon to a show, you know that there are certain caveats, and we usually tell him, don't drink too fast. He never listens. And then it's like, oh, no, I don't need any more.
That's my boy. That's a demon. Yeah, I see another demon in the
our
house.
Our social media demon. And then it's so funny is that
I'm a wolf in sheep's clothes, son. Like, I know how to, yeah.
What were we like? So it was this song. So it's this John Jacob song, and it's like, Alex, Aaron never quits. He's tried and true. Whenever he goes out, the people scream and shout, there goes Alex, Aaron, he's legit. La 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 la. And then Cocozilla has us doing this for 20 minutes. Over and over and over, and the set breaks away, and there's more and more people coming out, and there's flags waving, and people marching, and you just keep going and going. And I'm finally like, after we've been singing it for 20 minutes, I'm like, really? I'm stopping singing.
Was there a rehearsal, or were you just kind of like an orchestra? Like, you go, now you.
That's what it was. And
it was surprisingly difficult to. I wanted more time to orchestrate the whole thing, but like, all right. So this is what I ended up I was happy to pick people up because I'm a huge proponent of carpooling.
Yeah.
Because as comics, we don't get paid.
Yes.
Half of us don't even have cars.
Mass transportation.
Right.
That's what you want.
I want until it happens. I'm a big proponent of carpooling because that at least gives one person to be a sober driver, and then the other people can do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
And
he's like, I'll pick you up. There'll be pizza. It was adorable.
It's like high school theater, except as adults.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful because there was people drinking. There was people
there are people that showed up drunk.
Yeah, it's a classic setup where it's like the sound studio, where all the equipment is, and then the sound stage. And so like there's a bunch of kids hanging out in the green room. In the green, in the soundproof booth. Yep. And, like they're all just chilling, and like there's a bunch of everyone's watching people act through the through the glass.
And we have a bunch of improv friends, and that was the other thing about it, is that he really did bring together a bunch of different groups in the comedy community, because it's all like he breaks apart
no
these
clicks.
cliques. Right.
No clicks. Joe Cocozello has no clicks. It's I put them all
that
together.
should be your T-shirt.
Will you come and hang out with the journalism scene for a while?
Totally. Fuck yeah. You want? Oh, sorry. That was sorry. I got so
You
excited.
get one.
I get one.
You get one.
Is it only one? It gets it non-explicit.
Yeah,
like
that's
you
all
can
I got.
sneak if you apologize right after you swear. Like it's okay the one time. Like it's.
I just
Then
want
you
our
don't have
geek
to edit
friends.
it out,
Yeah, I
like,
just
it's-
want our geek friends to be able to listen to the show at work. That's all I'm saying. So it's all fine.
How
Continue
long of an episode is an episode for the first 2 episodes? Will it be?
It's the Alex Aaron. I believe it's the Alex Aaron Comedy Hour,
Okay.
but I believe it's only a half hour. It's,
Okay.
I believe so. It's one of those
Bad
gags.
at math.
Maybe 40
And
minutes.
20 minutes of it was that song?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
No. Well,
And
alright,
it really
so
was. Like, I
I
went
made
through
you
it
guys-
twice, and then Earl came in and started singing, and then the kids started singing, and then our random friends started singing and dancing.
They
behind
stood
us.
up, and then the set. Everyone would literally. The set was on wheels, and people came in and carried the couch and the coffee table out.
Send us a link. We'll put her up
It
on
was
our
fantastic.
Facebook page.
I'm,
It
I'm
was
really
wonderful.
impressed that you pulled off this massive
know,
production
seriously.
over at a public access studio.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you were not expected to be this involved. And the fact that he showed up, nobody really knew what they were doing other than hanging out with Coco. And we all went, sure. And then he's all like, and then just more set pieces just start coming in. Like, everything they had in the prop room shows
Oh,
up.
I love being
and it was
stoned
just,
in the prop room. The prop room is my
like,
play.
he kept
ground.
disappearing and then coming back with more
Just
stuff. And I'm
rolling
like,
more
do we
sets in.
need more?
We
Oh.
needed more sets.
Right.
More sets.
Right. And then they would do it, and then he would let us start singing, and then he and Alex Aaron would go over in the corner and start talking. And I'm going, they are clearly trying to work on what this should be the next time we do it, and they're just not telling us. They're just letting us keep singing. Just keep singing.
Well,
keep singing.
All right. I didn't forget. Because I wanted you guys to keep singing it.
He forgot to
appropriately.
say cut.
No. I didn't forget to say cut because what it is, and I just didn't tell you guys what the end game is. Because so Alex Collier was
Yes.
on the show, but he's moving to Chicago.
Yes.
So we thought up a kicking him off the show kind of thing instead of him just moving to Chicago.
Yes.
There's this whole bit about. And so that's the episode is about quitting.
Gotcha.
Because he is quitting the show
Right.
and he actually leaves, but he's like run out of the show than quit, but he finally gets fed up and quits. And
See
it's
how
not
complicated
being
Coco's
run-
brain is?
Yeah, it's super deep. But I wanted to do an homage to like the old westerns.
Yes.
So we're having him do it's kind of with like a Christmas Carol twist. So he's like, so he's looking in through the cable access door that he gets. We lock him out of the cable access studio, and he's looking in the window like seeing what's going on, sad face, and then walks off into the sunset. Like an old western.
Okay.
Like
With the
it's-
whistling and
With
everything.
the, yeah. It's,
I just got a lump in my throat. That's a really
see?
nice tie-up.
I love I will sit and listen to Coco come up with concepts all day because I'm like, yes, sure.
That's
yes,
my thing.
yes.
Though. But that's my thing though. Now, because I've been coming up with ideas. I'm a one-man think tank.
Right.
Like I've been coming up with ideas for years, and then they just out in the ethos. I forget about them because
Get a secretary.
I
Do you
need
see?
I
Nick
need
Hotep is
an
great,
intern.
and so he will help you out.
I need a comedy intern.
Okay,
but
pause this.
I am making
Gentlemen,
things real
do you now
now.
see why I said, "Oh, Coco will be fine."
Why are we
Coco.
even here? You could just talk.
Oh, come on, no, all right. It was the getting to know me segment, right? Are we done with that now? Like it's
Nope.
we're not.
We're
Keep
never
it going.
done with it. We're never done
But
with
it's
it.
I have made things. I have said things for years.
Yes.
I've had great ideas for years. Now I want to make things real.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
I am all about. I'm 34 now.
Yes.
I'm an adult. I'm a man. My body has stopped growing. It is slowly dying. I'm in that slow
You're reverting
dying.
back to like
feel
5'7", 5'6",
You're
5'5".
well preserved, though, Coco. Very well
It's
preserved.
the drugs. It's the drugs and alcohol. I
He's
swear.
pickled.
You remember that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns had all the illnesses?
Yeah.
But he because he had all the illnesses,
They all
it
block each
negated.
other.
It's drugs and alcohol for me.
Yes.
If I stop doing what I do, then I'm just gonna have everything. I'm just gonna. They're like, I'm gonna go to a doctor and they're like,
So it's
you have
preventative
all the
medicine for
diseases.
you.
See? And that's
medicinal drinking and smoking.
So when he said, "And I crush candy like that," the fact that he like crushes candy
I'm
like
gonna
he's like
get the shit out of diabetes.
See, exactly. I'm like, there's no reason. I'm like, of course he does. Yes, he does. I'm not surprised about it at all. And it was actually really good timing that you brought up Candy, even though I know that it was random for you. But we are at the 44th anniversary of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that film that came out with Gene Wilder, and we all like, so it all came out before anybody in this room was born, kind of, except for Nick Hotep, but we don't count that. But it came out in 1971.
I'm 2 millennium, Rob. Okay, fine, it's out in the open.
And I mean, I think that's one of those films that you watch, and it when it came out originally, it was very groundbreaking for what it came out. And it had a very limited budget for what it was and what they managed to get done. It had like a $3 million budget,
which is
now
insane in 1971.
Yeah, and it's turned into a cult classic that so many. The Callahan made the cat face the last time he drank this liquor. It's fantastic.
It has a little. It has
the cat that I have with hair
absinthe.
on my tongue. Cat face is so adorable. It's precious. I want more, many more. I want to periscope Callahan drinking this as much as I can.
It's a little absinthe.
Absinthe, maybe we should add that in 1 week. So we are at the 44th anniversary of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that version, and they recently had even like a reunion of a number of the cast members, mostly
Like some
the
of the
kids.
kids and stuff?
So the kids all came back into it, and then the primary Oompa Loompa actually got together. They were on they did a press tour, including what they did on the Today Show, and it was charming because none of them are acting. Like none of them got the acting bug from this. They all just moved on. Then they weren't able to get Gene Wilder to come because he's all done with Hollywood, basically. Like, he decided that he didn't like the business, and so he hasn't been doing any movies or films like that. He's just, he says...
He just takes the checks.
Yeah, and he's continuing to get projects.
He moved out to Prior Lake.
Wait, really? Gene Wilder
Coco's
has
neighbor.
not...
He's writing books, he's doing some things like that, and he's doing a lot of charity work, especially with a charity that is very near and dear to Nick-Hotep's heart, Gilda's Club. So he started the original Gilda's Club because he was married to Gilda Radner, and so he was the impetus for starting that. So that's a great So that's a great charity that does a lot with cancer research and working with families that are touched by cancer and things like that.
You
and so
learn something new every day.
So Gene's just working on those kind of projects, and that's why you don't see him pop up very often, because he says he loves what he had said is that he loves movies. He doesn't love the movie business, and so he's decided that he's not going to do that anymore.
That's fair, though.
Yeah.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I was getting high today, and I was watching regular TV.
Yes.
And do I even have to say I was getting high today?
Just watching.
I was just watching TV.
I woke up.
I'm just like constantly. Yeah.
I woke up.
I woke up. I walked because I'm doing Dangerfields this week.
Yes, and you'll enjoy Dangerfields. Don't get high before you go to Dangerfields.
Are you kidding me? I was super high when I went to Dangerfields last night. That was amazing.
Dangerfields is a club in town over in Shakopee.
In Shakopee, Minnesota, the mecca of stand-up comedy. But they give you a hotel, and there's no, like, if you don't take the hotel.
I just found more candy, and Nick Hotep's all excited. Yes, okay.
As comics, if you don't take the hotel, sometimes you can fold it back into your paycheck,
right,
and get a little more money. But they were like, no, that doesn't work like that.
So you took the hotel.
So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to take the hotel. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm going to get hammered.
Yep.
At the show, I'm going to get a ride back.
Yes.
Because there's no shuttle. I'll take a cab or an Uber,
Right.
whatever. Like, I will get back eventually. Like, I'm working with Dave Johnson this week.
Oh, and he is fantastic.
I love Dave.
Yes,
And you haven't been back yet, have you?
Huh?
You haven't been
No,
back
he
to the
has to go
hotel.
there tonight.
No, I was at the hotel this morning. I barely slept. I literally I took a little nap. I got chicken marsala from Dangerfields. Pretty tasty. Pretty tasty chicken marsala from Dangerfields. If you're in Shakopee, Minnesota, stop by Dangerfields.
Yes.
It's not
Very
too bad.
good steakhouse.
I'm
Yes.
no,
So
it's-
you were
I'm a
watching
chicken
TV though
marsala
this
fan.
morning. That's what helped it.
What did you watch?
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty came on. And that's why I got really excited about the Icelandic shit because
Yes.
he went to it was like the whole. Have you guys seen it? Great.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
a decent. It's a decent.
Did
story.
not do the story justice.
One joint.
No, I agree.
One joint.
Oh,
One joint
there you go.
movie. That's
a
what
one
was
Joint.
it.
Okay, because we did talk about this.
We
like,
had a
if-
rating
I
system.
would
Oh,
like
that was my
what
rating
Cocozello-
system. We didn't talk about this on the
Cocozello
air.
can do. He can be our movie reviewer. The way that he does it. Because explain your movie review system to everyone.
It's how many joints does it take for me to smoke to make the movie watchable and enjoyable? Like all Michael Bay Transformer movies and all
Yes.
Michael Bay films, at least 4 joint movies.
Wow, see,
I've
that's
had
a
to
lot.
do 5. I had to break that. That's the record, by the way. Michael Bay holds the record for how many joints that I had to smoke to get through a movie.
Because they're also so long as well.
It's That's why I don't like the theater, like the movie theater, because I'm like, all right, because I feel like an ass if you vape in the back. Like I sit in the back row. But like in Minnesota, there's like a lot of like the movies. The times that I go to movies is the times that old people go to movies.
Oh, in the middle of the day,
the middle of the day, and like I got nothing.
You're ruining Gladys's matinee.
Yes, I am ruining their lives. But this is the future.
He reminds me of my nephew, but he's so just. Oh, okay.
I sneak drinks in. Like I got like a whole puffy coat system of like food and snack and drinks.
It's 85 degrees outside. Why you got a puffy coat on?
I still buy popcorn.
But he could do it because he's so small in stature.
And
it takes a while before he looks all bulked up. You like I can see that.
Going into a movie theater jacked me. Just boom! I'm presenting. Like, I think is what they say in the animal kingdom. Like it's
okay. So Willy Wonka,
and then I go out just a skinny little.
How many joints does it take for you to enjoy Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka?
All right. This is there's movies that rate differently on the scale because this is a 2-joint film, but just for pleasure.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're enjoying it.
I enjoy Willy Wonka as a movie. It's a classic. Like Gone with the Wind is a 3-joint movie. It's actually sometimes it's a 4-joint movie depending because of the time, how long they go.
Okay.
So, but it doesn't count as a 4-joint movie. It's not like a Michael Bay Transformers. It's just it went.
You just were like, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, Titanic's 3 joints because it's so long. You make a movie a little shorter, it's like I'll smoke less joint. It kind of
so it's a movie that you enjoy. You just happen to be smoking joints
recreationally. 2 joints. Yeah, it's. But
so we need to have it. So
is there any movie that is a no joint movie? Like 0.
No. Why would you go to? Why would you guys go to movies and just watch them?
Yes.
How?
I know.
I'm sorry. It's
you
just
know
like
what?
this drug makes movies.
I'd be
It
messed
makes a
up during
good
the
movie.
festival if that was happening.
You guys saw Finding Nemo? You didn't really. I turned into the Ben Stiller character from Half Baked. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no.
What do you mean
John
turned
Stewart.
into?
I mean, John
feel
Stewart.
like
John Stewart character. But you see it on weed. Like it's.
I will tell you this, Coco. I will be honest with you. I have seen most movies without weed. That is.
All right, but what were the ones that you saw?
I don't think I could name a movie that I've seen on weed.
Oh, I'm gonna change your. I'm gonna flip your world upside down.
Now, pills. That's another story.
I don't do
shit.
pills either. Maybe candy. That's it. I don't do any of that stuff.
Maybe that's what I should have in the cup holders at the film festival.
Yes,
it's
that's
just
what
like
you should
pills
do.
and
Pills
like
and
joints.
cakes.
Wait, what film festival are you going to?
I run the Twin Cities Film Fest.
He's the executive director of the Twin Cities Film Fest.
Oh snap! Can we chat off air about some crazy ideas I've had about films?
Yeah, you got it.
I do feel like Coco is close
we
to
gotta get breakfast and say some stuff like yes.
I feel like
You're my new experience manager.
It's like, wait, hold on.
Our experience manager. I love that. You'd be great at it. Because I do feel like we do have a number of friends that have seen Willy Wonka and they were on some sort of substance and they do sound like it's the kind of movie that you enjoy more because people already like make it
There's a river made out of chocolate.
I know, it's kind of thing. Which they did say it was really gross. And there's lots of songs. Like my favorite clip, and like there's a couple. Like one, like I remember in college, like I actually like wrote a paper on a number of songs in that because I wrote a thing on how I was one of those people that I sang in my car when I drove, and so I used one of the songs from my kind of thing.
Minnesotans like the car and they don't vote for Metro Transit because they like to sing in the car.
I like to sing in the car. Yeah, I'm busted all the time singing.
That's why we also vote for showers.
Midwestern people, that's why I take long showers. I get all my singing out in the shower, and then I take the train to wherever I'm going. And I just listen to music, and then I just quietly jam out.
No water
because people sing too long in the shower.
You know what? I'm sorry, California. That's what you get. You guys abused your thing. You abused it for years with your lawns. Now you can't have lawns now. You see what you did?
My favorite part.
They get water and power from other states. Like they ship them water.
Yes.
With pipes going to, which is fine. That's because there's shitty states surrounding California.
So they don't need the water.
Their water. Take their water. Take those shitty states' water and you take it and you just use it.
And preserve California.
Or Scientists need to smoke more weed.
Yes.
Because if scientists smoked more weed, we would have found a way to turn salt water into regular non-salted water, unsalted water. Do you like your water salted, or you like your water unsalted? I'm a fan
You're a
most of the time.
visionary.
Well, but
See?
they could do that.
Yeah, it's.
Because how did the sailors get from England to America over so many weeks without having,
Because Nick-Hotep was on the boat, so he would know. That's okay.
It was a lot of hand jobs.
I-
I'm pretty sure it was guy-on-guy hand jobs is what got them from Europe to America.
How many
It was like,
times-
this doesn't count. This is not.
How many times have you watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Since I was a little me,
A
a smaller
mini
version
Coco.
of this.
A mini Coco.
Like, it's like
When
a
you were
tiny-
technically
Oompa
Oompa Loompa
Loompa.
size, yes.
Oompa Loompa size.
And I
a
think...
ton. I watched it a ridiculous amount.
And I actually...
And I like it more on drugs than I do
Of
not on
course
drugs.
you do.
It's because I'm sorry. All movies think drugs make everything better, except the weird ones. Those weird, all the crap from under your sink drugs.
You don't like the
and I have had
man-made synthetic-y drugs.
No.
He's like, I didn't say that,
Did
Shannon.
say
That's
that.
not what I said. Okay.
I love acid. Acid's
Okay.
a wonderful thing.
Okay.
In moderation. You can't just be taking it every weekend, kids. Not you. I'm talking to your listeners now. This is just to them.
This is
I'm
a
looking
PSA
at you.
right here. This is a
But,
PSA
like,
right here.
There's
Hey, talk to the kids right here. Talk to the kids.
nature's drugs. Totally fine. It comes from the earth. Wonderful. Do it as much as you want, except for mushrooms. Take it a couple quarterly. Quarterly, and like in the wilderness,
Away
you
from
can.
anything else.
I have taken plenty of mushrooms in Brooklyn,
Okay.
and they have been Hurricane Irene.
Yes.
Oh my God, I crushed Hurricane Irene. It was amazing. I got myself. So I had in my loft apartment. In Brooklyn. I had a half ounce of marijuana, a quarter of mushrooms, a bunch of ecstasy / MDMA,
Yes.
and I got a case of champagne.
Okay.
Moet Chandon.
Can we make this personal for a second? Okay. All right.
Boo.
Okay. All right.
And-
Coco, stop. Pause. All right. Nick-Hotep, Rob Callahan, Jaden Satia. All right. Personal note. He offered to buy me dinner. And I was surprised that he offered me to buy me dinner. Now that you've met Coco,
Was it dinner?
do you understand why? What on
I
earth
wanna
would we
take
talk
this-
about? I am so boring.
I want
You
to
are
take it
so
to a
much-
fancy restaurant. This is a gem.
Was it
You know what
this
I
This is
mean?
going to be part of his.
Makes no sense. Like you are
Come on, girl.
You
You
are
were-
much more entertaining than I am. I am
Oh,
so
You were
boring.
going to become
No.
part of the
Oh.
like a bit later. Be like, I took this girl out, and before
she-
I got
no,
there,
no.
though, this is the drugs that I
Right.
had.
So I know nothing about any of these things. I don't have any
I
idea.
listened to Beyonce. I know the rules. I put a ring on that. This is not just dinner. This is the beginning of something beautiful. Like it's.
During the day, he like
Come
takes
to dinner
different
with
drugs, and he
I wasn't gonna
analyzes
say.
you.
You know what? I did a bang up job of not asking you to dinner on this, so that you can't like play me off like I'm busy. I got these things to do. There's this fancy Italian restaurant. Come on, I got
Papa
no
John's?
spot. No, boys. With the waiters, with the
With the thing,
with the
waiter,
things in
with
there.
the
come
thing.
up and then, Mr. Cocazello, who is this beautiful woman you got here? Like I know people.
Go on a
I-
date with him.
Where
We want to hear about this.
We'll take my Cadillac.
He did upgrade. He got the Cadillac.
I got the
I was like,
Cadillac.
he picked up all the comics in his Cadillac, and he's been like being all fancy lately. I was like, well done, Coco.
If I'm gonna be a New Yorker in Minnesota,
yes.
I'm a fucking drive a Cadillac.
There we go.
I did it
No,
again.
that's
I
good.
did it again. I
No,
slipped another.
but you're
F.
from
we're
New
way
York.
past
You're
that.
from New
Yeah.
York. It's all good.
Somebody's gonna have to do a lot of work in the editing.
You know what?
I want
I'll
to know
come
where
and help.
this
I'll sit in.
where is this restaurant in Minnesota? Because I don't find restaurants like that unless I go visit my family in New York.
Mr.
And
Cook.
All right.
I want to find that
Off
here.
there. It's over.
It's in Brooklyn Park.
No, it's in St. Paul.
There's a good one in St. Paul.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I know the one. I've been there.
Okay, look at that. So they're all bonding.
Just say
They're gonna
Booking
go on a
the
date
Beppo, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to max you out.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
All right, what was your favorite chalk candy on Willy Wonka that you wish actually existed?
Ah, good question.
Snap. Oh, Chocolate River.
Oh,
I
like
want to
Chocolate
be
River?
so
I don't know.
rich.
That'd be dirty though.
Chocolate River.
It wouldn't be dirty. It wouldn't be
that's
dirty.
code.
It'd be
That's
dirty.
code.
It's dirty.
That's code.
You
That
know-
is not code.
No,
Yeah.
the-
Oh, wait. No, that's
Dirty.
totally code. Yeah.
Dirty.
Like
There's a very obvious
unhealthy
code.
would be the licking of the walls.
Oh, okay. So
That'd be
Snosberry.
unhealthy.
I didn't pull this.
That's code
Okay,
too.
let's talk about Snosberries. Because did you guys did you hear all of the
Take back
background
Chocolate
about
River.
Snosberries?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you the Snosberry story. Because this is a good one. So, have you guys read the book? I know you got to start laughing, but you're allowed to when I tell you the Snosberry
No, I'm
story.
laughing because now I'm like, seriously, when are we going to dinner? Like, now that you brought it up, you were the one that brought it up. We're going to dinner
and I
now.
should have.
Like,
Okay.
it's off air. We can, yeah.
The Snosberry story, and this will make you look at the movie differently when you watch it now, the Snosberry story. Because the author of the actual book, and I read the book, and I thought the book was fantastic, and they did a good job making into a film. So he wrote another book, which is an adult book. And in the adult book, it actually is a story about a lady of the evening. And a lot of times she's talking about what she's doing as a lady of the evening. And as part of her story, she talks about how the only time things go awry is when a guy gets violent. And then what she has to do is that she grabs his snosberry. And that's how she will deter him from continuing to be violent. So this is what the author of the book did. And so so if you never read the books, then you don't know any of this stuff. So the fact that it showed up in the movie and that and Gene Wilder's character, so Willy Wonka's going, snosberries taste like snosberries. And it's like, basically you're saying, let's lick a wall that is now penis flavored, is what it is. And I thought that was fascinating. So that's one of the dirty things that's hidden in Willy Wonka.
That's why
that
I
you
love
don't know.
writers.
Yes, exactly.
Writers
They
are
hid it
amazing.
in
They
there.
just threw it in there where it was like,
Because nobody, snosberry. What's a snosberry? And it's like, okay, snotty girl, here's what a snosberry
we need
is.
a line. We need a line. What the hell is this thing going to be? What's the line?
And the line-
Snosberries don't taste like snot. Oh, done. Put it in there. Tie it up, Johnson.
They're like, nobody will know. They're still thinking that a snosberry is just something
It's a
that made up.
berry.
That it hung out with the Oompa Loompas. It's like, no. And I like
McCarthy would understand anything.
A dick reference in a children's movie?
Sign me up, kind of thing. And I think that the movie is
I gotta
so.
read the books now.
Yeah, you should read the book. So you have
Wow,
to read
this
books.
is. I'm a reader.
And
So what
they
other
got-
kind of candies were there? Were the everlasting gum?
The everlasting.
pass.
Oh wait, you guys remember that?
Gobstopper.
Gobstopper.
yeah.
The
yeah,
everlasting
yeah.
gobstopper, and then and the thing that I was always remembered as a kid that grew up like mostly poor. I do remember the beginning of the movie resonating with me because during that Candyman scene when we brought that up, so he's running around and they're like, and he's talking about how you're a Wonkerer, right? And he starts talking about it, and he's during the scene passing out free candy to all of the children with money. And then when it comes to Charlie, no free candy. Why do the poor kids not get the free candy? Like, watch it again, and then
It's
you'll
the
see
American
it's all
way.
right. And it's like, is there some sort of layaway plan that the other kids had that I was not familiar with? But I do remember going, how come he didn't get that? But my favorite scene.
You just added a half a joint to me watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It's a deep movie
There's-
once you're an adult.
Now it got deep.
Yeah.
I was really just watching the surface, like
Yeah.
tra-la-la,
Yeah.
chocolate rivers, like it's a.
My favorite scene, there's a couple of my favorites. My favorite scene is one when Willy Wonka, and I do this every spring, but there's one where Willy Wonka is, and I used to have a weird crush on Gene Wilder, I still do. But there's a scene where he's on the bicycle and he does this thing. He's like, in springtime, the only pretty ring time, birds sing, hey ding. Like, that's my favorite song. And then there's one where they go into the tunnel. That is also my favorite creepy one, where all the parents start freaking out, where they go into, and he's like, there's no earthly way of
dinosaurs and
knowing.
like-
Everything's
yeah.
going on. That's a good acid trip
That's a
scene, right?
great-
Isn't that's what
I
I
have
think?
never tripped on acid and watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
I
Factory.
feel
I've
like
done
he
plenty of
wouldn't
other
come
things.
back from the trip.
I think that might be a hard one to watch.
I
on
don't
acid.
want to do acid because I hear bad things about
No,
acid.
no,
The
no,
mu-
no,
I don't
Drugs?
wanna do
No. This is what it is about drugs. And by drugs,
moderation.
Here's what it
No,
is
no, no,
about
no.
drugs.
Semi-annually.
there's some that you could do recreationally, like willy nilly.
Like
there's some
mushrooms,
that you,
is mushrooms and those things. I'll just
that's
laugh a
course-
lot
no,
and
you-
it'll be
what
fine.
what you need, Shannon, is
What I need.
you need a good partner in drugs. That's what you need.
It's like going to workout, right?
It's
You
like
need
the
a spotter.
Marines.
I need
you
a
need a
drug
swim
spotter.
buddy. It's like the Navy SEALs. You need a swim buddy. You need someone that's, you're fine. We're going to do this. We're going to get through this together. Everything's cool. Everything's.
But you don't
But
hang
I'm
out with
freaking
other.
out. But
Okay,
it's
so
totally
what?
fine.
What would be the best thing to accompany your Willy Wonka experience?
Just some weed. Just
Just some weed. Just some weed.
Like
that
some
seems
weed,
easy.
some snacks.
Vicodin, Nicotep voice Vicodin.
All right. the pills, I am not a fan of.
Pumpkin.
Look.
You have prescription.
You just need a good
I know,
buddy.
yeah, but okay, all right.
You
This,
prescription.
but there's something about scientifically made stuff that I am.
Science is fantastic.
It's wonderful for a lot of things, but all right. This. And this was something that I texted
I just backed
you,
up, and I'm just. You did text me. I was
about this
because he was talking about how like our foods aren't the right kind of foods. They put all this stuff in it. So Coco
it's
is
not
like
the foods that our grandparents ate or our great grandparents. It is now scientifically, genetically engineered stuff, and now we're getting weird diseases. Everybody's getting weird disease, like just this weird. I've never seen this. Oh, you demon! You stop this because you're not affected. I just lived through everything because I'm the spawn of evil. I get it. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
That's why she bound me.
Pharmaceuticals are great. Yes.
That's why she bound me.
But for these human bodies,
right, that we have to take care of.
Science is not always our friend.
Right. I do agree with you on that. I do agree with you.
I would love to meet the cow that I'm going to eat for a year. Do you know what I mean? I want to know the potatoes. I want to know the guy. Look, I can grow potatoes if it comes down to that. If the world shits the bed, and then we just got to go back to like farming and killing.
Well, like the Martian, like the Matt Damon grew potatoes.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
I can grow some stuff. I can build some stuff. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
We can have Coco in the apocalypse. Coco's prepared for the apocalypse.
Do I want to do it? No. I would like to know the person that grew the things. Like, hey, how's my potatoes looking?
And if he was hired.
Oh, how's my celery? Oh, hey, how's all that food I'm gonna eat looking?
But the Black Plague sucked.
Yes,
but still.
Black Plague sucked.
Yes.
Polio sucked.
Yeah, but so does 2016 doesn't look too hot.
Dark Ages, not that great.
Jeremy Clarkson's Netflix, we're getting.
What was there any kind of a reference in the movie when the microwave scene, when he's like transported above
from the TV scene?
From the TV scene.
The TV scene.
Oh, I didn't see the. Wait, is this the?
Oh no, we're back
That's
to Willy
alien
Wonka.
technology.
We're back to Willy Wonka. So when
I was
Mike
like,
TV,
I didn't see the Martian yet.
Yeah. So Mike TV.
The microwave scene in The Martian.
So when Mike TV.
Right,
Mike TV, who was an addict to TV and learned how to game the system, and that's how he ended up, getting his golden ticket.
Which is wonderful.
He ends up beaming from one side to the other because they had to stretch him.
That's right.
Which in the book is fantastic because they don't show this scene in the movie, but in the book, when you see all of the kids, actually at the end, you see what happened to them as they came back. Like Violet Beauregard, who turned into a blueberry. She's blue, even though they did squeeze her appropriately. She came back.
To this day, I love that stuff.
I like it.
There's so many girls that you're like, you should just eat that blueberry gum, you little monster. Oh.
That's all. Don't you know what this is?
I know so many of these girls.
And he tells her to stop.
This little piece of gum is a 3-course dinner. Bull. No, roast beef, but I haven't got it quite right yet.
See why I love Gene Wilder.
Classic time.
So long as it's gum, then that's for me.
Violet, now don't you do anything stupid.
What's it taste like?
I think it's like, and the poor kid's like, what's it taste like? You know, kind of thing. Because that, in the book, they super capitalize on it. Like, that was the whole reason that gum was taste like a meal, is that they could use it for people that couldn't have all these meals. And so I'm like, there's a lot of stuff.
Supplement.
Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff going on in the book that will, like, while you know all this stuff, you're like, it will make you a little bit sad,
the
Panda.
book is
about
heavy.
It is a little. It's
going to change how I watch.
It's
going to add another joint to the.
It's going to be a new Netflix series. It's going to be all dark.
It's now 3.5 joints.
And it was a little dark.
Well, the remake was super dark.
Because the film is, like, if you look at the way, like, there's still a lot of whimsy in it, but you still see the way that Gene Wilder brought the character to life. It does still have some darkness in it, where he's, like, into these kids, but a little not, and kind of this odd guy that he was like, people stole all of his secrets when he was doing all these,
He was a murderous psychopath who had a candy factory.
Murderous.
Wait,
Why
really?
murderous?
Well, I guess he
Psychopath, but not murderous. He didn't murder anyone.
Wait,
Son
is
of
the
a
book is
dentist.
Willy Wonka kind of Devil in a White City?
Yeah.
Which that book
That's
is.
a good book.
Yeah.
Is that
Good
not-
book.
is that-
Good book.
Okay, not murderous.
Not murderous, but he was a little
Have you
creepy.
read that?
But he would
No.
transform
Oh my God, you gotta read
these
that.
children
Listen
into
to him, you
hideous
gotta read that.
monstrosities.
Because that, and then
Well,
let his friends
for
like
fun.
sing about them.
Child of a dentist.
We gotta let the air out of her quick. There's no air in there. That's juice. Juice? Would you roll the young lady down to the juicing room at once?
And he's so cool. Could you roll her down there?
Go to the juicing room.
He's got an end game though.
Right.
Like if you think about it, at the end of it, he wants somebody to take over his factory.
Right. And the fact that they're in such a hurry to roll her
That shit gets stuck
down.
in my head all the time.
Yeah, the
I'll-
Oompa Loompa song.
all the time. Weird.
Right.
I'm in Target.
So Coco, what do you think is the difference between Gene Wilder's rendition and Johnny Depp's rendition? Which one do you like better?
Oh, Gene Wilder, hands down. But they weren't gonna. The new one.
I mean, and
it
it's
wasn't
hard
gonna,
to it's hard to compare the
You
two.
can't. You can't. It's so difficult to make another one off of an old epic movie and be better.
And I do
Yet
think
Tim Burton tries all the time.
yes. And the thing about Tim Burton's ones, he does what he is good at, which is making things that could
Suck.
be a little creepy. No, I am actually okay with the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one, kind of. Even though I do adore, like it is one of my favorite movie of all time, the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
Yeah.
Factory. So but I was
but
not.
when they're like, when it comes out, like, oh, we're remaking this movie that you loved as a kid, you're
Yes.
like, you can't go, hey, I'm really excited for this movie to come out.
Right.
You're like, go, what the
Right,
fuck are you
exactly,
doing?
yeah.
Gonna ruin this beautiful movie that I
And
love.
I don't hate Johnny Depp's interpretation. It is totally different spin on it. and
Totally
it's-
Tim Burton.
Yeah. And so this is the what you hear in the background. You hear the clip of when they first are going into the factory. Johnny Depp's character, which is still very Johnny Depp, lots of eyeliner with his version
That's
of Willy
a
Wonka.
phase, right?
Yeah, he
That's a
does
phase.
more
It's a
eyeliner
phase.
all the time.
Because you can max out, right? You
First
can
of all,
max out.
it's guy liner.
Okay,
It's-
fine.
First of all,
It's gonna get to the point of like kind of David Bowie-esque, like
Yes.
just this weird, and then he can
And
slowly go back.
Even like
It's never gonna be blackface where it's like
no,
all eyeliner.
like, Tim
And
Burton
then
does
it's-
occasionally draw the line. But even if you listen to like the musicals that are in it, the songs that are included in it are still so much more Burton-esque and creepy. You're like, obviously, he's like, "Hey, Danny Elfman, come over and make this even more creepy. You got it? Can you fix it?" And I, as an Oingo Boingo fan, I know creepy's coming, but it's still like because the scene what they have when they're doing their Willy Wonka opening song, there's marionettes and puppets involved and all these things going. And if you want to up the creepy factor, always throw in puppets. Always add a puppet.
Oh.
So here,
I'm
hold on.
bringing puppets to the sketch
You remember
show.
this?
I never actually saw this remake.
And so now, so they show all these puppets, and then
Team
all these
America
things
World Police.
vary. And then
Really?
there's a fire, and the people, the marionette thingies start like it's like if a small world at Disneyland caught on fire. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not just made for little kids.
Well, who hasn't wanted to see that at some point?
I thought it was very charming as a child when my mom sent me to Disneyland, so it was fine. But then, like the way that, stop it. The way that,
Wasn't that just magnificent?
Johnny Depp comes in here like you're creepy.
Getting a little dodgy in the middle part, but then that finale. Wow.
It's weird.
I
in
am
my-
fine with Johnny Depp's portrayal of Willy Wonka. I am less fine with what he did as the Mad Hatter in the remakes of what they did for Alice in Wonderland. Like the fact that they are now going to make a second one of these movies, I don't understand. I didn't think the other one did well enough that it warranted a second.
They're making a second.
They're making another one. There was a trailer that was released like 3 weeks ago, and there's nothing shown in the trailer. But you're like, I don't think. Did enough people see the last one? Jayden, do you remember like the returns? Jayden's our movie guy. Do you remember the returns of the last Alice in Wonderland
Yeah.
Johnny Depp one? Did it do well enough that it warranted
I
it?
think it broke even.
Okay,
So it was
see?
good enough to, I guess, warrant another one.
Okay.
The sequel.
I think he's a producer
game
on it,
is
though.
Ah, okay.
And it has Helena Bonham Carter in it.
Yeah.
So,
It was
you know.
probably-
Yeah,
Probably
so that's
does.
Tim Burton. so-
Right, right.
Well,
I mean,
that's how they do things, though. Now they they sign people up for. All right, yeah, you know
It
what?
might have been a multi-year,
It's-
multi-contract.
it's like
thing.
they
Ah,
do this
gotcha.
all the time where they're like,
Yeah.
all right, you know what? Let's put out this one, but we're signing you to 3 films.
Right.
We're gonna make 3 eventually. There's 2 in the future, and we'll pay you for those. We'll
Right.
just pay you for this one now, but we're signing you to 3. And so now they just have to make them.
Right.
They got to phone it in.
And then you think they're not? Everyone plays better when they're in a contract year.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone does. It's across the board. It just makes you a superhuman. You're not sitting on you're not resting on your laurels. You're kicking ass, taking names.
Right.
Time to get paid, son. Like it's.
And I'm one of those people that I am a fan of Johnny Depp. But because I do like the fact that he went all in on weird. Like, he's like, if there's a weird character and there's some guy liner, I will go all in on it. So I was very glad he didn't get the Doctor Strange when they thought that he might end up being that. Yes. Because he's so Johnny Depp that I didn't want to see him as that character. But I'm like, I don't know if I'm
Benedict.
Benedict will be fine. Benedict will be fine. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, it should be awesome.
Wait, so I think
that's
this one?
Sherlock.
Oh, the dude from the TV show Sherlock?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I would love to see him with some weird Fu Manchu shit. Like, with the big red cape.
I see why I'm friends with
And
Coco.
he really owes us something after Star Trek. So.
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault. That was J.J. Abrams'
He
fault.
could have turned it down.
J.J. Abrams, I like him.
I would have been fine with it.
How many
I want to
joints
get
is
lunch
J.J.
with him.
Abrams?
How many joints?
Star
did
Trek
yes.
was a 3.
Okay.
That new one was a 3. That was shit.
Yeah.
It was. I couldn't. I needed the third one just to get. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It was an come on ending.
Yes.
But like the first one was pretty cool. But I don't. I'm such a. I hate the remakes.
Yes.
Why? With the remakes, they just you can't. You're set up to fail.
Right.
You can't make it better. You can't reboot the whole thing.
And
people are gonna.
I'm so nervous on Star Wars.
You know
I'm
what?
not
No,
nervous
Star
on
Wars.
Star
I am,
Wars,
no,
though.
I think
no.
JJ said it's not going to be a Star Trek.
Because he has ruined it.
From him.
He ruined it. And then
Yeah.
he sold it for billions. He took a giant dump on Star Wars. What was this?
Are you back to Jar Jar?
Jar Jar Binks. The stupid Jar Jar Binks. Single-handedly ruined Star Wars with a shitty character.
Okay, I'm going to help you with Jar Jar Binks because I am the only one that normally ends up on the Jar Jar Binks wagon and helps. Here's why. You have to go see Jar Jar Binks, and this will make sense to you.
What is he had his own movie?
No,
Is it a
but here's
spin-off?
why.
Not yet.
I did sign a multi-year contract.
There was a multi-film deal.
Here's why I was not a fan of Jar Jar Binks either. I also still have the VHS version of Star Wars Episode 1.1 where they took out all the superfluous Jar Jar Binks and Anakin Skywalker. It's a much better film. Much better film. I'll loan it to you. It's great. But here is what will make you like Jar Jar Binks. You don't have kids yet, so you don't understand it. But if you go and you
I haven't
see...
come inside a woman in 10 years.
And that is a wise choice. A wise choice. You're still not a woman, Nicole Hotel.
I will make babies when I sell my first major motion picture script. It's a baby, a script. That's how because I want to raise it right. You do it right when you got money because you.
It's very
kids are
difficult
money.
to raise them wrong.
Wait, it's not a
Okay.
dollar.
A dollar.
You can't make them.
But the thing that would make you like Jar Jar Binks is you need to see it when there are kids in the theater. And so when you see I
don't like when there's kids in the hotel pool. Like, why would I like kids?
But if you see it and you can see the children who are excited about this character and all of the jokes hit because there are children that are there, then you go, all right, I see the point of this kind of thing. It makes you find him charming.
I don't think
again.
I've ever gone to a movie where it's a bunch of kids in the movie
and
theater.
I went and resaw it.
I feel like it would be
I used to do that when I was a kid. I'd go and there'd be a bunch of kids, but
Yeah. And maybe it's because I'm the only one that has a kid that's that appropriate age. But it does
Can you tell
help.
me? Is it like watching? Is it like watching a movie in like a Magic Johnson theater in Harlem? Like it's just like little kids yelling at the screen. Don't go in there!
We did that at the festival this year, and it was just for
look at that,
staff. So
crazy.
at 10 a.m. on Friday, we had the screen already, but we didn't program anything. So we did just for like staff members who had kids.
Yes.
Bring your kids. We're gonna watch.
And it's fun.
And we watched Spirited Away.
Yes, and it does
awesome.
help. And I've done that where I've gone early enough that I got to take my kid, and they were like, okay, and they can act, they can cause a ruckus and do all these things, and having them be charmed by something like that in a theater setting makes you go, all right, Jaja, I'm sorry, I thought you died. That's
You would
okay.
still be in the back with a vapor, wouldn't you?
Oh no! Because I am respectful. I'm a respectful smoker. You don't do it around kids.
Thank you.
But I will show up super fucking high.
You got the props.
That's why pills
Coco,
work.
I knew. Oh, stop! That doesn't help. You're still high.
I no, it doesn't. No, it makes you better with children. I will be a great father
it
one of
does
these days.
what? No, it does
Yes,
not.
it makes me. Town demon.
Can you not-
It makes me it brings me down to their level. You want to play with Legos for 3 hours? Let's do it. Let's build some crazy Lego crap for 3 hours. I'm totally down. You want to watch some weird cartoon that I don't understand anymore because I'm in my 30s?
I am quite.
I gotta go. Uncle Joe's.
I am quite often in need of a babysitter, and you are still not on the list. That is
I am a great babysitter, and I am a very trustworthy babysitter.
I don't let Nick Hotep babysit my kid either.
Look, the kid goes to bed. Then I go outside and smoke grass. And then hey, I got the monitor on. What? How old is he?
He's 7.
Yeah. He's still the monitor?
No.
I don't know.
Coco,
you put him to bed at 6 and making me dinner. I am a great role model for children. Brush your teeth. I'm gonna watch you floss. Oh, you don't know how to floss? We do it like this. Here's the flossing song. So, like, because you're flossing, because you got one hand in your mouth. That's the flossing song. It's great. Kids love me.
Coco. All right.
Here's what we're gonna do. Hold on. Does he have a good, positive male role model in his life? Because that's the demon. I'm a better demon than the demon.
I do occasionally. I have a couple of guy friends that I do allow to come around my son. That is what I do.
Fold me into that list. You really think that I'm going to come around the kids smell like grass and like, like fellas?
No, you're not.
Hey, like I'm going to fall asleep with a cigarette and like, you know what I mean? Like, or like run over some kid in a drive-through. Like that is not. I'm not the commercials. That's a BS.
Commercial. All right. We will consider it.
Truth.
I brought you a present.
Trucks are awesome.
Well, look, candy. Look,
I
candy.
brought you candy.
Distraction.
Wait, is the kid selling candy?
Yeah, he always sells candy.
I'll buy a crap ton of this. Well, you got the caramel one? I'll take a box.
Okay, I'll give you that as well. So that is good about you.
Why don't you sell this after shows?
The world's finest?
After your comedy shows, you should be
I should bring my kids like projects.
That should be your merch.
That's
you
a good
should
idea.
Sell the crap out of
because I don't have any
your kid goes
merch.
around while you're doing the show.
This is way better than a
T-shirt
T-shirt or a bumper sticker.
That's a good idea, Coco. I didn't think that you are the idea
$2
man.
After everyone's had some drinks,
more
and
than
you've
that, dude.
done
$4.
all this stuff about
That's
how
right.
cute your
Next
kid
time
is.
he has a fundraiser, I should bring his fundraiser to my show. That's a good idea.
He's part of your bit, isn't he?
Yes, he is a part of my bit. I do talk about my son in my show.
There you go.
Yes, so that's a good idea.
I'll fold that in.
Oh, okay. We have to do this real quick before we have to wrap up. And Coco, you'll be on the show again because you have so many things to talk
about. Anytime.
Okay. So, Coco, are you a fan?
I almost wanted to swear again just for posterity.
Oh, it's okay. I'll fix it. Coco, are you a football fan?
Yes. And my fantasy league is garbage this year.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Garbage.
So here's what we started. So we started. No, you can keep it, Nick. That's okay. So we are in
you guys
the
all
midst
in a
of,
fantasy football
we are in
team?
I have to
You're in a
back up.
league?
So we're in a league. So there's
Together?
our league. Yes, and here's what it is. And
This is adorable.
See, okay. So here's how
One
it
word
started.
for it.
We are it's the League of Extraordinary Geeks.
Okay.
And we are in a fantasy football challenge with a rival podcast, our friends that host the Three Guys Talking. There's
four of them.
Wait,
the Three Guys
who are
Talking
these three
podcast.
guys? Who are these
so
four
it's
guys?
our friend
Just
Jake.
a bunch of hacks.
But no, stop.
Yeah, get them. Get them, girl.
So basically, there is a show that if you lined us up, they have a similar methodology and makeup to our show over there. There's a host. There are two friends. They hang out. Yes, and they have they don't have a social media demon. They have a ginger. So it's still one person on each side that doesn't have a
I was going to say if they had an angel.
Oh my God,
no.
nope.
Podcast angel where it's like, this is what I'm doing on Instagram. I'm crushing it.
Nope, they got a ginger. And then we also were able to draft 2 additional players, so it's 6-on-6.
Okay.
So on ours as well, it's our friend Moose, who I used to play professional football with. So she is fantastic.
Okay.
And Greg Berman, who you know.
Okay, Greg.
Now,
Greg's all right.
if I had known, Greg is normally outstanding. He is doing garbagey this year. He's not better, but he's doing garbagey.
No, Greg's a great guy and a great fantasy football.
He's not doing that well this season. I'm a little disappointed.
Super
I
bad.
didn't know that you were into
throw
it,
me into
Coco.
this.
So next year you can
Girl.
do it. So what we are doing is
By the way, my team is doing garbage stuff. Like right now, like I DeMarco Murray after signing the big contract,
yeah,
he
yeah.
is literally making me suck his dick.
Right. So
Like, in
here's the
fantasy.
Tag me in.
Raspberry.
Tag me in.
I don't want to. You're tagged. Consider yourself tagged.
So here's the way it started, is that we did have a bunch of different methodologies for picking our teams. Like Moose and I were very serious about it. Jayton started very seriously, but he got busy. Rob Callahan is only doing this because I told him that we had to do it.
I love it.
Yeah, only doing.
I wasn't
love
even
a
here when we
diverse-
made the decision.
Well, yes, but it
I
was
love a
fantastic-
diverse
And then
like team.
Nick Hotep picked his team based upon players that he thought would look sexy naked. But his team
Wonderful.
is doing.
That's a very good.
Because it's all about motivation, and he's so motivated that his team on our league is actually currently in first place. So he's doing very well. He's doing well. And
Sexy naked Deadites. Wait, hold on. I have to know all your team names.
Right.
I have to.
Oh, they're all terrible. So
mine,
mine, because I'm a Buffy the Vampire. So there's the Sunnydale Knights is mine. And
I did
Jayden-
not. No, I should have had you pegged for Buffy the Vampire
of
Slayer.
course, yeah,
I
giant
should
geek.
have
Okay.
totally. Yes.
And Nikahotep, yours is
Clothing optional.
yes. Okay, all right.
Yes, and the kick is up, and it's good.
Yes.
Like, it's
Jayden,
Just J's.
yes, and Rob.
yeah.
I
Rob.
don't, what is my team called?
It's Rob's team because
Rob's
Rob was unavailable for the thing. So I'm helping babysit Rob's team, but his team is doing very well. Whether
Wait,
he is
do you
invested
control
or
your
not.
own team, or she controls your team for you?
I control his team.
You know, every week I really try as hard as I can to get involved, and something comes up.
And I try to explain it to him. I talk to him in football terms, and he's just like,
Speak English.
Do you watch football, but you don't enjoy
He doesn't
fantasy
care.
football?
Football is one of those things that I also try to watch, but something always comes up.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I-
I'm really into the concept of it, but I
But
never
I
get a
thought
chance
he
to
would
take
enjoy
part.
fantasy football because it's when you
against-
look at it,
I love
it's the math
competition.
and it's the geek side of him. I thought he
Yes.
would like it, and the app is cool, and he writes apps. I
which
thought he would like
league
it.
Do you? Are you Yahoo? Are you ESPN?
We're
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Yeah, we're
Yahoo's
Yahoo.
way. I'm on the ESPN.
I liked.
garbage.
We did. Yeah, we did that last
I didn't
time.
like it. I
we did.
wanted to switch to Yahoo, but we didn't.
And so we're okay. So you can do this
Oh,
next
by the way,
season.
my team name Stony Romo.
Of course it is.
You guys like that one?
But and Rob's team is not doing poorly. He is projected to do well this season. That is good as well.
What was my last year team? Oh, the Big Tabowski. I was a big Tebow fan back in the day. He was a jet for that one little blip of a he didn't do anything.
Yeah, so weekly we give updates as to what our points are, because what we are doing is that we are doing collective points
Okay.
at the end of the season. The podcast that has the most cumulative points,
Okay.
they win, and then what they win is they not only get bragging rights, but they will have an opportunity to have their theme song performed at a place of their choosing by the losing podcast.
snap.
And they got to think. So we're very excited about this
Wait,
because
is
they
there a
actually-
trophy?
I can make a trophy. I can do a trophy. You want a trophy? You think it's a trophy a good idea?
I always love a good.
I'm the
Literally
trophy.
go to Goodwill and buy 5 trophies and then glue them together and make one giant trophy that's like sports.
So we are at.
As a girl playing basketball on it for no apparent reason. Some guy with a hockey stick. Like,
So are you curious to
Sports,
see how we are doing?
I need to know.
Nikahotep, do you want to give him the
go ahead,
scores
Chip.
from
Go
last
ahead,
week? No,
Chip.
you go ahead and do it.
Okay,
you can do it.
so
This is awesome.
Okay.
I love this. I was not
Our
privy.
drum roll.
Three Guys Talking has got 4,896.56 points, and Your Geek Show has 5,088.54.
Yeah, so we are still ahead. And not only, but it's less close than it was last week.
Right.
Because last week, their Ginger had like a 160-point week
Right.
and caught
Blew
up
up?
on us. Oh, my God, the Ginger just blew up.
Did
and
he
we're like,
draft
dang it.
all the gingers? Like
No,
in the
he
league? Like
didn't,
he has
but-
like a ginger squad? Like, it's-
But you know what? He did do a good job, and he has been able to. His
He's in
team
second
has
point.
he has the least amount of injuries. Like a lot of us have injuries, and
that's a key to fantasy football.
Yes.
Is because
he made
everyone's
some moves.
gonna
He
get
did
hurt.
well. Yeah, he did well. And their Ginger, he
Yeah.
was a nice guy. I'll have to introduce you to him because now he wants to do comedy.
He's 36
Oh.
points behind me right
Yeah,
now.
and so he's
He's
spooning our
spooning me,
social
and I
media.
don't like this.
Yeah.
It's just coming up on you. like-
Yeah, so we are very excited that we did. They caught up a little bit before. We were beating them by over 200 points. Now they're a little tighter. So we are hoping that this week
well,
will
good
do well.
luck, you guys.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much.
It's I hope that because this point of fantasy football in this week area, it's kind of where the people that you drafted
Yes.
are not. Some are doing well and some are doing crap. And now
Right.
it's do you dump the crappy ones?
Yes.
Right.
Pick up something else that
Might do
maybe,
better.
yeah,
Which you
like-
never know because I did that last week. I picked up a new tight end. And then
Who you
my
got
old
now,
tight,
though?
I picked up Jacob Tam last week because I thought he was doing well because he had the best week he had beforehand.
yeah,
and then last
yeah,
week
yeah.
he didn't do anything. I had Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker had the best week he ever had, and he was
Yes.
sitting on my bench, and I'm mad. Oh, I'm so mad.
I think I played 2, maybe 3. No. I played 2 of the 3 tight ends that I own. Delaney Walker and Tyler Everett went bananas
Last week.
against somebody that I just beat the freaking tar out of anyway.
Yes.
Everybody was blowing up
Right.
last week when I needed him the week before
Right.
to beat the friend of mine that I really wanted to shit on him.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, take that, you piece of garbage. But I didn't get a chance to because everybody's quiet. Everybody's doing like, 26 yards, 7 catches. Like, thank you, no touchdowns. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
See, and see now Coco's old. Now we found something we could talk about at dinner now. Okay, so we can talk about
Yes.
football. So it's all fine.
And
So
you won't let me
You
trade
think that
Adrian
we have
Peterson.
nothing to talk? We have plenty of things. We have years of catching up. Years of you and us not going to dinner to catch up on. Many dinners with this one.
here's what we will do. So
We'll
will
fold
check
you guys in on future dinners. We'll go to like a group dinner. Just let us get a couple of
a group dinner.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what our fellas want to do.
Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it live. Maybe we'll do a podcast at dinner. Like I know this guy that owns a restaurant. There's a decent.
I like how the idea gears are starting to turn here.
You see how that
His
works?
idea gears are always turning. Okay, so we need to thank our sponsors. So thank you very much to the Twin Cities Film Fest. We are glad to have Jayton back because he was so busy and swamped with his film fest. And so you can always check
I wanna
out their
go.
website. And they have monthly events that are going on as well. And you can always become a member of the Twin Cities Film Fest.
Next one's already set for December 3rd, I believe.
Fantastic. And so Chris McDuffie from Chris McDuffie Photography has lots of stuff that is going on as well. So if you ever need some headshots,
really
Coco,
busy.
he is so good. He is so good. Amazing photographer and helps us out whenever we need it. And our friends over at Custom T-Shirt Central. I think we should start giving away T-shirts on a weekly basis. What do you guys think? Should we do that? Because
Yeah.
they offer to do that. So our friend over there said we do it. I have giant T-shirts that say geek
With
on them.
Coco's face on it?
That would be fun.
Oh, can we?
Coco, if you need some merch,
with
our
like
friend
his
over there is great.
catchphrase.
Done.
We'd have to get a catchphrase for it.
What is your
it?
catchphrase?
Garbage.
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 But how do you print that? Like, it's like because everyone's gonna say garbage.
No, GABAG. Garbage.
Yeah,
We'll have to
but
listen back through because I thought there was some weed references. There's some all kinds of stuff that we could do that would make
I
it
mean,
good.
some weed references.
You have to pick the most gangbustery.
It's a
weed
4-joint film.
reference. Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
That would be good. I like
That's
that.
actually
one.
great.
When you guys need movies rated on a joint
Yes,
scale, let me
we'll
know.
do that.
It's
We,
I always rate
we
them.
should we should
Every
do some
time-
riff tracks.
Every time there's a remake, we should have Coco come on and tell us what he thinks of the remake, and
it's
that'll
always
be fine.
gonna be garbage.
Like the gems.
And you can see Coco tonight over at Dangerfields. You can find their information at dangerfieldscomedy.com. That is where all the information about their shows are. And I know you're still doing some friends with our friend Mark Poulos and some things like that. So we have shows that are going on. So
Yeah, December 3rd there's a new comedy club opening up in Hopkins.
Cool.
Which should be fun.
What's the name of that club?
nice.
Or where is it?
He's like
Just
words with the
it's-
remembrance.
Like on
It's,
Highway 7, probably?
Yeah. It's for crying outside. He's
That's
gonna
okay.
kill me for not knowing.
No,
no.
we're
We'll
good.
put it on our website.
All right,
Yeah,
excellent.
we'll do
All
that.
right.
Nice.
You know, kind of thing. Because we
that's-
do always tell people to go to our website,
sure.
yourgeekshow.com, or you can find us on social media. It's facebook.com/yourgeekshowmn. You can always find the info there.
And you have to get us a link to the public
Done
access.
as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
on the-
Yes,
yeah. No,
we'll
I'm
post
That'd be
totally.
great.
all of that.
I'd love to see that.
And
Yeah.
we're on the Twitter too.
We are on the Twitter at Your Geek Show. We like our tweets. You know, our social media DM is very busy on the tweets. On
Did
the
you
Twitter
guys
game.
see how drugs were a hindrance there, where I couldn't remember the place that I'm going to be December 3rd? So sometimes drugs aren't great. 99.9% of the time, they're wonderful. It's
Or they're saving your life.
I'll put
yes,
together.
they're
You know what I
saving
think?
my life. It's
We
so the
should
fact
put
that I don't
together-
know this where I'm playing December 3rd is
Now you
because
see?
it's saving my life.
I'll put together a
No,
show.
this is the podcast extras. I think the podcast is over, right?
This is
It's
the,
been over for like 20 minutes.
this is the director's commentary.
But we will find an opportunity to we'll have to do a show together so everybody can come out and see Coco there. So we'll do that too.
Thank you
So-
guys for having me on.
Yeah,
I
no,
really-
we
I-
adore it.
I
kinda
had
thing.
a blast, and then some.
Yeah, and then we will have you on again. And so in the meantime, again, find
Anytime.
us on Facebook, facebook.com/YourGeekShowMN, or our website, YourGeekShow.com. I'm Ms. Shannon, here for Jane Satia, Rob Callahan, and Nick
Hello.
Hotep. And we will see you guys next time.
Why'd you only call me